Hello.
Yo,
I think
what
we're
up, what
on.
up? Yeah, we're good.
What's up, your boy?
What's up, man?
Okay, I'm here with Bashir,
Yeah,
Jaythankz,
in the building.
Nyuonville.
Nyuonville. Pronounce it, man. It's a big name.
Oh, do you how do you pronounce it?
Nyuonville, Nyuonville. Nyuonville.
Nyuonville. And this is not an Italian name, right?
No, it's not.
What is Nyuonville?
Nyuon is my last name, right?
Yeah.
Then Ville is a thing that you add to a name to make it sound more fancy or something like that.
Yeah.
So ideally, it's so the whole thing Nyuonville is a creative space. Kizungu. English is a problem. I just thought so Nyuonville it's a creative space where other creatives can come and explore, and try, put out their stories out there. I think that's the whole.
So it's not just
like
by
everything. So
okay,
it's
good.
not-
And Bashir is also your name.
Yes,
Bashir is your passport name.
I have two passports.
Okay, but like in the house, people at your home place, people call you Luol.
I'm not.
What is that? What is it? You have some names, man.
We know you want now. You want by send me money and pesa. You'll find
To test?
That's what you have to do now. Oh, so yeah, everybody calls me Bashir, right? So Jaythankz is the one that I made up. So let me.
Jaythankz is also like Nyuonville.
Jaythankz is something I made up too, right? So Jaythankz is J for Jehovah, thanks is just me, thank you to God and all that. So that's how I put everything together. Then Jaythankz. It's just like Jay-Z and Hova.
Yeah, Jay-Z has a Hova, Jiga.
Yeah, so Hova is like it's Jehovah, so he removed the J there and just made it like Hova alone. So it's like J is for Jehovah itself. So all those things. So you know what I'm saying? So me and Jay-Z.
No, but I mean it's a very thoughtful thing. I never thought about it. So Jaythankz is like thanking Jehovah.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, so I think maybe thanking God for my existence and all that kind of stuff because I was really a very faithful Christian sometime in my life.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I used to. Yeah, I was really a devoted one because I grew up in a family where like my mom used to be like the one telling her that you have to pray every day and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was a very devoted one. And then the names Bashir really do F it up a little bit, right? So when you hear Bashir, they're like, you're Christian or Muslim? I'm like, on a good day, I am a Christian. On a bad day, hey, Muslim, here we go. So yeah, that's how it is.
So and like where did you grow up? Carol Camp. I think
I grew up between South Sudan and Kenya, right? So at some point, I was in the village and all that. I was like in the 90s.
Wait, that is in Yero? Were you in Yero?
Yeah. Went deep in the village. There's some place called Angay. Some people might know that. Yero people tell them that.
Oh, Angay. So Angay is like deep from Yero.
Deep rooted, yeah. That's why I like taking care of cows and all that kind of stuff. That's why I still have. That being said, I have a new song coming out. You'll get to see the other side of me.
So this, what were you doing there in Angay? Taking care of cattle?
So I was deported. Let's just start from there. Let's start from there.
Whoa! Because you went in
Yeah.
Kenya?
I was in Kenya, so I was in school and all that kind of stuff. So I was growing up. I think I was like around 9 or 8 there. So I was very naughty and all that kind of stuff. With my cousin and all that. So I was taken back deep to the village just to make sure that I become.
But this is not a new practice. Like it's
Yeah,
like a lot of
it's been
the cattle camp and taking people to the village is a way of kind of, because even Maboto told me there's a time they took me to the village.
Yeah.
It's a way of like shaping someone.
Yeah, I think the same thing that happened to me. So I was taken back home to the village and all that, getting to meet my grandmother, was raised and all was going well. And then after that, went back to 2003, I went back to Kenya. We just did a couple of refugee camp, right?
Yeah.
And then, because in Nigeria I was a refugee, half refugee and all that stuff. I used to live in a place called Chokyo.
Yeah, Loki.
Yeah, Loki. So Loki is like, it's town.
Yeah.
So when we lived in Loki, so we came out to Yara 98, I was deported back straight up. We're like, this kid is going to be spoiled if we don't do it real quick.
Did that thing help?
Yeah, so my grandmother said like, I need to see my grandson. So I was deported back, stayed there for like 3 years. But when she passed, so my mom came from Kenya to take me back again with her and all that kind of stuff. So I went back to 2003 to Kakuma again. So that's when I was like, okay, now I'm trying to understand this Kakuma life, being a refugee and whatnot. So I think that's where I was like, now, okay, Kakuma, here it is. Kakuma was good.
But because you told me you stayed in Kakuma, but you told me that you didn't view it as like this.
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't see it as like a deprived situation.
I can say, again, this is
Your own perspective.
yeah, my own perspective. I did not. Maybe I didn't know that I was suffering, depending on the level of the life that I was living at the time. I mean, because again, to compare that with this one right now, back in the days in Kakuma, right, there used to be like ratio, which is the food, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So every 15 days there's food, right? And so you can never go hungry, or maybe only for 2 days or 3 days max. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, again, depends on the family because again,
Because
it used to be like a big, you know,
and you
a
can
big
still
family,
get
right?
food from other
So yeah,
people.
so if you have like they have like cards, right? So if you know a family of 15, so that's like enough food. You could get like 3 sacks of, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
of beans and yada all that kind of stuff. But if you're only like, you know, size 2 or size 3, of course you're gonna have to feel the weight of that thing. It's not gonna last you for 15 days. So at some point, yeah, so it was not like, so we used to have family, we had a big family, all that kind of stuff. So and then I got myself involved in doing other businesses and all that kind of stuff. I used to work at a video place, man.
Yeah, you told me that. So,
So, yeah.
you're going to school.
I was going to school
Eh.
from morning to 12 and then leave from there, come back home, change at 1, go to Hong Kong.
What is Hong Kong?
Hong Kong is another is a town in Kakuma, right? That everybody knows. So that's why, like, if you go there,
Yeah.
you're spoiled.
Yeah. Well, if you go to Hong Kong, you're like.
Yeah, you're spoiled. Like even my uncle used to beat me up for going to Hong Kong just by passing into like through Hong Kong like this.
What did did it have like a kind of
Because it has
criminal?
it has the image of if you go there, you'll meet with the wrong people, all you do stealing stuff and all that kind of stuff, you know, all those things. But again, which is like a setup of a town, bro. You know, with it there. So when I went there, I had friends and all that kind of stuff. So we used to work at a video place where we charge you $5 Kenyan shillings.
Yeah.
And just to watch a movie and all that kind of stuff. So I used to work there, so I made like decent amount of money. So I was never broke, you know.
And I think that's also very interesting. So like the concept of kind of entrepreneurship of money came early.
Yeah, it came early for me. So when that happened, and then boom, I would save money until when Christmas come, I buy my own shoes and all that kind of stuff. So I never like lack anything so much. Anything that is not there, then my family will provide and all those things. So I remember like the things my family only shipped in when in December. That's when the shopping is done for us.
Oh.
You bought shoes, clothes,
Cent.
like the 50 cent.
Yeah.
The shoes
Yes,
and
the oversized.
yeah, but during
For
like
me-
for 10 months, you're just buying your own thing.
I used to get very surprised when I find people buy clothes and it is not Christmas.
You're like,
I'm like, you guys do that?
just like that?
Yeah, like I got, in fact, until I kind of started becoming a teenager or an adult.
Yeah.
The idea of someone buying a clothes
Yeah.
and it is not Christmas or Easter,
Why?
I'm like, how?
I think I stopped the habit, which I carried on from Kakuma, because I think around 2004, 5, that's when I moved to, shit, okay, let me fix this thing.
Yep.
The Kakuma is coming out. Okay, so at 2005, 4, that's when I moved to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you used to have like the clothes that you bought in December, right? Those are like the one that
You
if there's
go
an
in
event,
for church, event, wedding.
church, that is it. Wedding, that is it. So that habit, I think around 2009, that's when I was like, okay, maybe this is the wrong idea now. Because I used to still buy shit. I was like, okay, I'm not putting this one on until maybe for a very good event. That's when I'm putting that on. Even right now, I look at my color, okay, I don't want to wear this one. Maybe I should wait for a good day. Yeah, put this one on and go and flex with it, man. So I think those are the few things pick up from.
I think it even had an impact on me. Sunday best, like I cannot. Yeah, but now like I just buy. I go and look at my wardrobe. The best I want to wear now. The clothes that I'll wear. There's some clothes that the worst clothes I'll wear is when everything else is run out. Okay.
Okay. Now you pick this one. Let's go for lunch, guys. You pick this. No, this does not deserve. Let me put it on the side.
It's a bit and. So what did you study your primary education and secondary in Kakuma?
Yeah, so I think I started from class 1, because because what happened was I was going to class 1, right? Then I was deported, right? So went back to the village, stayed there.
But
for
when you say
years.
deported, you don't mean like
that is a word for it. What can I say? My family deportation.
It's like your family arranged that.
They said this guy and this guy, because I had another cousin. They're like, these guys they're not listening. Let's take them back to the deep roots, which I appreciate, by the way. Made me become who I am today. Otherwise, without that, maybe I would just
you would have just like
doing other kind of shit. Yeah. So when that happened, now went back to 2003, and instead of me going to class 1, I was like, you know what? Epic. Class 2. Okay, I did it. I became the second, position, right? I'm like,
Wow.
dude, I'm killing this, right?
From the Carol come to the second position.
Yeah, I'm like, I should have just become like, and then from then and then class 4, that's when I moved to Kenya now, to Nairobi. Then I finished the rest there, even there, doing the college and all that kind of stuff there.
And you did film?
Film and television.
And so you did film and television. But what is interesting is that like you grew a lot of your, because you did film and television, but then you didn't go into film. You went into short skits.
Yeah.
And on YouTube.
Yeah.
What informed that?
I mean, okay, so before I even went to film school, right, I was shooting stuff on my phone, right? And I think this comes from my background. I think I had love for film for a very long time. Like the issue is like my story of me going to the movie places and all that kind of stuff and having all that thing. So it was part of me for so when I was still shooting stuff on my phone and all that stuff, so editing was the hardest part. So I was like, okay, how can I make this happen? So I was like, okay, now I have to go to school
study
this shit. So when I studied, and then when I was done, so I was like, okay, what is the best way for me to put out my content out there? When I was in Kenya, I wanted to be an actor, right? So I went to a lot of casting and all that sort of stuff. So but then again, there's one audition that I went in that changed the whole thing for me. Then I was like, fuck it, I don't want to act again.
Why?
Yeah, because when I went there, we were called, okay, you're going to be cast for some, Coca-Cola, advertisement or whatever. So we went, like 30 people, right? We did it. It was really good. The guys were happy with what I did, and then, I had a few questions later on. Okay, listen. So can you be able to walk around this environment? All these weird questions. Then I was like, okay, so what are we doing? They're like, okay, listen, we're just trying to cast people. We're trying to collect individuals that we can work with in the future. Nothing that we can promise and all that sort of stuff. And then now you being a South Sudanese, are you sure you can work around other people? So this idea of like
like you being a violent person.
Yeah, so like, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore, man. So how about I do my own shit?
And I create my own South Sudanese content.
That's how I ended up, and that's why I'm like, it's just been. I'm like, I don't want to be in front of screens anymore. Let me be the one giving people the opportunities and do that.
What, like when you're kind of walking in the video store and all these things, like, so the ideas of film and camera already like kind of seep into your head.
Yes.
And so now when that audition doesn't go well and whatever, and because you have and I think for the audience here to know, like you have your channel is like, your channel is big.
Yeah, it's very big.
Yeah, it's big. I think it's not even the subscribers numbers. Like some of the videos are like hitting like huge numbers.
Yeah. I think like we have 50K, 60K, 90K. I don't want to brag, but
yeah,
big numbers.
Yeah, no, these are very big numbers. And what were the first ideas you started experimenting with?
So I started out with Facebook, right? So when I had a few friends of mine that has the same passion for film, right? But they didn't want to be behind the camera, right? So I was like, okay, maybe we can partner together and see how we can make this happen. So I'm like, okay, fine. Guys, I can produce content. Let's just bring me the stories and all that kind of stuff. I shoot them for you.
Yeah.
With the time, as I try to, get to put my craft together, I need a platform. So I was like, okay, how do I do that? That's when I'm like, okay, let me have a Facebook page where I can be able to post these things. So I started posting content on Facebook. Then I started getting crazy numbers, 100,000, 50,000, all those stuff. Then I was like, okay, this thing is not giving me anything. I'm not earning anything from it, right? I have like about 30,000 followers on Facebook, right? But crazy numbers. So like, this is nothing. So I was like, okay, let me create a YouTube page, which I did in 2017 now. So I was like, okay, let me create a YouTube page and put all this content there. At first, I used to upload content there, but it was not picking up. I just get like 100 views, 200 views. And in Facebook, there is crazy. So like, what? Let me keep doing this thing. So with the time now, it started picking up. So in only one video that changed the whole thing. Like I think my first video that I did that went viral was something called Trip to Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
So how a guy, talked to a girl and all that kind of stuff, lying and all that bullshit, and then all of a sudden turned out it's not true.
So the guy was lying to the lady.
When people saw that was the day that were like, okay, this sounds so cliche a lot. Like when you're about to fuck this thing, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
And then something just out of nowhere. The video got like 10,000 in a day, right? Crazy numbers. Or like.
That's a jump rope kind of number.
I'm like, I should have been in front of the camera. I'm like, I should have been in the front of the camera, man. That even became, famous and all that sort of stuff. And then yeah, so that's I think that's how it happened. And then from there I took to YouTube, then just post all the stuff on YouTube. Then now we are sitting at 10K now, and all these views and all that. So
You write short skits. Actually, very interesting. You write, you direct, and even you.
long time we've just been consumers, right? Like South Sudanese are watching
Yes,
other content for a very long time. Western, and Indian movies and all that sort of stuff, right? We even watch Nigerian movies with subtitles, or even Indian movies with subtitles, right? So like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's time we should do something that the next person to you can relate to, and do stories like that. So when I start doing a skit, I mean, there are stories to them. They are funny, but then again, you can be relatable to them, to the stories that are being told there by South Sudanese, right? So I think that's the whole idea, that came from. Because again, I've worked with all the comics that are in Kenya, right?
Yeah.
I've worked with them. I think I've been in the industry for a very long time, man. Like all most the East African artists and whatever like that, I've done one thing or two, just to make and all that sort of. So I've been involved in the industry in all aspects when it comes to modeling, films and all that sort of stuff. So when I saw them, we literally used to live in the same neighborhood. So I was like, okay, guys, this is what you do. Okay, come, let's work together. Do this. Of course, I'm going to produce content for free on one condition: put it on my platform, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you become famous, right? No problem. Okay, but the numbers. I need the numbers, right? Because that's how I'm gonna, build my, my CV with and all sort of stuff. So that's how it happened. So when I did that, then okay, fine, let's do it like this. So everyone that I've worked with has dealer name. I think most of them, the Roca and the Tomboy and the Talbans and the what. I've been right now they're in a position where they can be able to do other things and all that.
But they started through that platform.
Yeah.
And you did content also. I know you also did a lot of your content in Dinka also.
Yes. Yeah.
How did that start?
I mean, I just felt first this thing is hard. It's not something that has been done before because again, acting is not easy, bro. And then now you put English on top of it, right?
Yeah.
For some people, it becomes really even hard. And then now again, I'm like, okay, I need to have target audience, right? People that, because there has to be a core base of something, right? So when I'm like, okay, fine, I need to, the first content we did in Dinka went viral, right? So I'm like, okay, fine, you know what? So I'm gonna need more of this, right? So I did more of that, and then, okay, now how do we create inclusivity in this environment? So put subtitle there. So now with the time, as the time goes, I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna need to separate this thing into three now. So there's skits that I do to keep the channel running and all that kind of stuff, and then there are the short films that I do professionally now, which are I think I did 3 of them. Those are in English, and then they're the feature film now in English as well. So I do this one to keep this thing running as the base of the whole thing, what people know it for, and then now do other mainstream stuff, in diverse languages and all that.
And I think that's a very interesting kind of segmentation of understanding. So do you think usually what makes money and what you think is professional are not the same thing?
No, it's not. I mean, you if I would have said, okay, I want to do the thing in English, right, then it doesn't go anywhere, right? Because again, there has to be something unique that you're providing though. How many English content are out there? A lot of them, right? Yeah. So if you say I took this digital research, I took this from Chinese movies, right?
Yeah.
They do it in Chinese, and then now they dub them into English for other people to understand. But China understand that, right? So the thing is, so it makes it much easier for even production and all that, whoever you want to, listen to you to get it. So that's when I took that, I'm like, okay, maybe I should do something on a smaller scale, just to make sure I establish myself, and then from there now, we can now go do bigger stuff.
And because there is a lot of huge diaspora Dinka community and diaspora South Sudan, and I think they're the biggest consumers. When you look at your channel, it's mostly diaspora.
It's mostly them, yeah. It's mostly them.
And that also helps with the money.
Yeah, the analytics, because when these guys they don't know what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
So I check the analytics and see the people in the US, they really like this video, right? What is the video about? It's about corruption and all that kind of stuff. Okay, we need more of those. So you put this video up, it's about a guy having 2 wives. All right, the people have so they do like that. So let's give them part 2 of that, But, so those numbers, that's how you.
But so these things are very much driven by data nowadays. Yeah. I think people think. Probably the people who are starting, they just put ideas.
Yeah.
And they really don't look at the data and they inform the next.
Yeah, because it's very easy when you do that, okay, for instance, they say some people in South Sudan don't watch my content much, right? But they download them. See?
Ah.
So you cannot see them there online, but they download, even here, I go there, you're the guy. Yeah, where did you see me?
They download them and they share it by Bluetooth or whatever?
Yeah, they share them among each other and all that sort of stuff, But again, it's the people from outside that really, do bring the money in. like US, Australia. I think Australia has like over 80,000.
Yeah.
You know, and all that. So I think it's like the biggest fan base, and then US, and then right now we have Egypt on board.
Yep.
Because so the generations that are there. So now if I start putting in Arabic content now, then now it goes more.
It definitely it kind of goes more. You are a, and I think that's something that kind of like you are a very good filmmaker. And I'm not saying that because you're friend, because I see you are like, and that time I remember when we were doing the Connecting South Sudan thing, and then I was like, wow, you're a director, because I saw you there, you're like seated, and then stuff will be going around. Because the thing that producing a live event is a very hard thing.
Yeah,
it is very, very hard. Like even this small podcast, when we decide to do it, to produce it live, it's just like, because on live, each and every small thing that happens, the feedback is instant.
Yeah,
immediately people.
What is this?
There is no, you don't have like a 1 minute window to go and, no.
It's not there.
Like everything is, so you have to almost like foresee everything. And I saw you there, you were like, okay, that camera, this one here, do this, the sound, you sit here. And then I was like, wow, this guy really knows his stuff. What do you think makes you like that good in your craft? Or even in producing music videos?
So like the thing is now, so when you work over time, right, you get to, like for me, I get to try to understand what I really want to do, right? So even like producing commercial stuff, right, is a whole different ballgame, right? Producing film is a whole different ballgame. Like in that day, I had like about 20 to 25 people that I was working with, right?
Wow.
That I was like, okay,
we
need this thing happen and all that sort of stuff. So the team has to be like in sync in order for all this thing to work. You know?
Yeah.
So even when I was like, okay, Arabic speaking people, orders Mazole, tell them we need that thing to go on like that. You know? So I feel like with experience, right? And when you explain your vision to the people that you work with, it becomes much easier to achieve, right? So I think, so with the time, experience, the thing that I've done for a very long time, it becomes really, really easy for me. I can just walk in here and see a problem, be like, okay, why don't we fix that problem like this? It would be better. Right?
And make a decision.
Yeah, because it's something that I'm doing over time. I've shot film and lost them in a drive, and then have to reshoot again. You know, I cannot go through that.
So then you're like, okay, this problem is because we did not mark.
Yeah. I've shoot the whole film. The lighting was bad. Have to redo it again. So now with the time now, become okay. I had this issue. I have experienced this thing. So now let's not do it again. It went wrong last time because of 1, 2, 3. So I want it done this way and that way.
And that is not even negotiable.
Yeah,
like,
that is not. I'm paying you. So let's make this happen. So it's become much easier, man.
Do you think you're a boss?
I'm on my work mode, bro. Like when we're working, I have to take that serious. Like there's no playing here, because what matters, what will make us be judged is the product we're putting out, right? Even if I smile with you now and then the product become out something bad, then it's fucked up, right? So we'd rather make sure that me and you not in good time, but the product is nice. Then later on we can now apologize to each other and all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, but I feel like I cannot be bossy if you know what you're doing. If we tell you, okay, I need 1, 2, 3 done, right? You do it like that, and then if again you can give me feedback. This is the wrong thing. I think we should do it like this. And then it becomes much easier. But the people who don't understand that are the one that takes you out of control.
Do you think in South Sudan there are a lot of people who probably place that friendship, familiarity before work?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I mean, like for instance, when it comes to music videos, right? The least I charge now is $700.
That's the bare minimum. Anything, you start from there.
Yeah, you don't give me that. What are we doing, bro? You can, let someone go and shoot it for you for that amount of money. Reason being because I've worked really hard, man, to make a name for myself, right? So one of the things the reason why you contacted me because you know I can do something good, right? So number 2, now if my name is attached to it, right, it's gonna add value to that, right? So all these things have to be put under consideration, right? So I've had like about 6 years of experience, right? It counts with that too. So now if I tell you 6 to 7 years, so now if I tell you this is how much money that I need to make this thing happen, and then you're telling me I don't want that, I only have 300, and then you start telling me, oh, but a friend of flan charges $200, why are you charging me this? Then what are you doing here?
Yeah,
so you go to him.
But I think that's also a very important thing, because even when I do my work, I charge people, and I tell them clearly like, hey, this is my rate, because the thing is that once you arrive, because they tell you, oh, do it for me as a simple thing. What you don't understand is that like once you're a professional, you cannot intentionally do bad work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, even if someone pays you like $50, you can. Like,
you put the hours. Yes. To make sure that okay, this is.
That's why for me even that's why like I charge people at a certain rate, because they think even if you're a driver, tell you like drive from Juba to here, What? Will you drive the car out of the road? Because
You will pay less.
Yeah. Will you drive the car out of the road, or you? Once you're a professional, you're on that mode.
Yeah.
You can't, even if someone pays you low,
Yeah,
unless you intentionally want to be a bad person, you can't. You just put the hours.
You cannot do that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, do the minimum, pay the minimum thing, so that I can kind of then go and create stuff, because your name is attached to it.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, okay, everything I came to do, I was like, okay, fine. Even the skits have stopped. Even shooting music videos, I'm like, okay, this one I don't do it right. It's not paying me. Why am I doing something that is not paying me? Because again, I end up producing content like 100 of them, you know, with the 200 budget, right, or 300 budget, right, and then I'm not going to be able to exploit my potential enough to produce something good. Because again, I know what I want, but I can't get it because the budget is not allowing me to do that.
It's not.
Yeah, so instead of doing that, I'd rather work with a few individuals and do a good work and stay for, like, you know, for another 2 months, 3 months, and do something.
I mean, I said this online, people are like, whoa. Because I tweeted, I said, like, I'm a web developer, but like, I, you know, don't pay my rate, so I ended up like doing like one work in every 6 months.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm kind of like okay-ish with that. Just because the thing that, like, I say, like, this is my rate. I told people this, and that's public knowledge. I said, like, I don't touch anything below $5,000 for web development.
Yeah.
And people are like, whoa.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Because the thing is that I have a crew. I usually don't work alone. And
that's what people don't get.
Yeah.
That's what people don't
like
get.
like I have 4 people who are usually involved in my project. There is a designer, there is a developer, a project manager, there is someone who does video content and photography and what.
Yeah.
All these people need to be paid.
Yeah.
And it can't, yeah. So I mean, when people saw me like doing the gig for the central bank, they're like, oh, so this is what, I'm like, yes, that is what.
You do the gig, it pays you for like 100 jobs that
Yeah.
you're not supposed to waste your energy
Yeah.
on, man. Because the whole point is save time. Not just like have so many things.
Yeah, if you do like 10 jobs, then I do 1, and then like for me, I'm fine.
You're good.
You're good with that. But I think the thing that suffers here is creativity, is like creative content that we're putting out there, because like there are a lot of ideas that we want to do, but the market's not ready to pay for.
Yeah.
And the audience is not ready to pay for.
Yeah.
I think there is a culture of consuming things without repercussions, like consuming things that you're not paying for, or you're not willing to pay for. You only want to consume when it is free.
That's the issue now, man.
And I think that is, and I see this even with software, with what people, okay, do you have a cracked version? A movie comes out, can I get a torrented version? And people are like really into, and then I'm like, you know what? That is why those guys' industry is big. That's why Hollywood is big.
Yeah.
And we don't have one here, because those guys, all those movies, when they say like, we're releasing Avengers 6 and whatever, and we invested in it $100 million, they know they will get that money.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but like here, like, people are more willing, I don't know, to pay for cigarette and bread and what than to pay for creative piece of work.
Yeah, and I think I blame like the critics as well. I mean, again, you understand the kind of life that we live in here, right? I mean, it's really hard to make money here, man. And it's very easy to make money too, right?
Yeah.
So you can get like, some people would come to you and say, okay, I need this thing done for $200. Someone is like, if I charge 1,000 for something, let's say for like a minute of promo, right? Someone charges 200 for it, right? They'll keep going to that guy until that guy fucks it up, and then they come to me. They're like, okay, you know what? We should have come to you all that time, because now they have like, they've faced so many problems there now, right? So I feel like that's what people need to understand. And then once you set standards for yourself, then you become like that. You're known for the like, okay, if you go to Bashir, it's going to charge you a lot of money. You will get something good, but are you ready for that, you know? And I feel like this is another thing, like, we don't have an industry yet, right? Because the standards are not there. Like, in terms of, that's why you see a lot of, you know, artists going out there and, you know, shoot content and videos and all that kind of stuff in foreign countries, right? It's because, again, first, we don't have an existing industry, and then number 2, the environment does not allow you to actually to be creative. Like, you know, I cannot go to Jaythankz and shoot something there.
Yeah, it's very restricted.
I'll be shot, literally.
You want to shoot? Some people want to shoot.
I have waraga soup. So that's the thing now. That's the issue now.
But it's really messed up.
So until we have that freedom to actually, you know, do whatever we need to do, because now it's almost 12 years South Sudan, right? There's no area short of Juba. Maybe a few individuals have them, right? in the next 50 years, bro, what are we going to show our kids, man? Like,
It's like we have the capability. I remember when Wodemaya came here, because I was kind of like his guide or
Psychic.
whatever. What is it?
Psychic.
Psychic. What is psychic? Is a total
Like, they're like, okay, boss.
No. I was kind of I was given the task of kind of moving him around, and the guy, the guy he's big. Like he's big. Like by the time he came here, he had he was like 950 something thousand subscribers. It was just about he's like, oh, this road to million, whatever. And then like I looked at his videos. He's like I mean, he uploads a video today, and like in 3 days, the guy already made 2,000 out of it. And the problem, what people don't realize about YouTube is that just because a video was uploaded 2 years ago, it doesn't mean it stopped making money.
It's still making money.
All those videos are like it's compounding.
Yeah.
So the guy makes a lot of cash. I mean, he showed me some stats, and I'm like,
2,000 in 2 days or 1 week. You're like, what am I working for? That is some NGO money.
Yeah, and he goes to the training. He's training South Sudanese YouTubers, and like, you see this video? It's already made quite a year's salary.
I think I went to the master class.
Yeah, the master class.
Was it the second day?
Yeah.
I think I went there and all that. So I was asking him about monetization and all that sort of stuff and how to get PIN and all. Because again, these are some issues that a lot of people go through, but they don't address. I mean, because you can have millions of dollars in your YouTube channel and not have access to them. Because there's a level to that thing, because you have to set up all this stuff, but a lot of people don't know. Yeah. So if you miss those stuff, right, and then it becomes really hard, because you have to have a PIN. That PIN has to be sent to you from US, from New York, right?
Yeah.
With your address. Tell me, what's your house address, Nelson?
Oh, Gudele.
How are you gonna get that now? If they send up, the YouTube thinks everyone is like good. Like they know everyone. Like if they send you your PIN, you'll get it Gudele Road, near Osaba, whatever. That's what they think. Now they send it. It comes to Kenya. There, start. You lose it. Now you have to apply for another one for another 3 months, like that. So I think that's another big issue that need to be addressed too in this country for the content creators, right?
Yeah, because like we don't have the infrastructure that supports that kind of.
So that's another big problem too. So when I was asking about those things, how did you get to do that? You're like, yo, okay. So when we're talking, like, oh, so your channel like this, oh, you are making money too. I'm like, I'm trying better.
So then the conversation became a bit more respectful there.
Yeah, become a bit more, and all that sort of stuff, which was good. I mean, and the way it was breaking down the whole thing, and I feel like it's content now, though, bro. Like getting to travel the world and making money at the same time. It's not easy. Try that in Juba here now. You go somewhere in what is it called? In Tibor, you get stuff. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I want to show the good side of South Sudan. Okay. Say hi to
It's a very, I mean, shooting in this country is very, very hard. Because I remember when Wodemaya came, we had a permission from the media authority. We had a permission from the national security.
Yes.
We had a national security guy who was attached to us, who was physically going with us to the places with the permission, and we still had problems.
Of course.
There are other people who are refusing for the national security guy who has the permission from the media authority and from the national security to shoot.
Yeah, that's a big issue too, right? So that there was one time we were doing a documentary about Juba Wasaka, right? All the trash that is in custom and all those things. So when they had to shoot all that sort of stuff, we had all the work that I required. Some guy went and came, okay, what are you guys doing? We're like, nothing, just documenting this thing. They're like, no. Where's the water guy? Giving the water guy, like, okay, this is custom. You are now in the different area, so you need to come to office and yada. Almost got arrested, right? So then you go to them, they tell you, okay, this water was not addressed to our office, but it doesn't work like that. I mean, everything is like all the organs are there. So once you have an issue, all you just have to do is call the guy. Hey, have you guys tried these people to do this? Okay, yeah, we did. Okay, that's it. But they don't want that. Someone will even tell you, listen, I don't care who wrote this water. You're not going anywhere. Delete this thing. Go back home.
Yes, and you cannot do anything.
What can you do?
And I think that just really hampers everything, because I think the problem here is like we have over authority. Too much authority. Everyone thinks that there's something. Everyone is this. You can go probably to the outskirts of a village somewhere. I remember we went with Eva to Terkeka we went to Turkey and we wanted to hire like a small boat. We go there, it's small, some guy who's local youth, something representative for area, small thing. We get into the room. Oh, let me talk to you guys. We just wanted to hire a boat. The first question, do you know who I am? and I mean, no disrespect to Turkeka, sub-county, whatever you that, but like, come on, both even I were like, no. Okay, but I know who you are. I'm like, come on, cut to the chase of it. You know this place, you have, when you come here, you have to. I think it's all things, like, I think the last time we went, we hired a boat from the other guy.
Yeah, so you report yourself.
Yeah, so he wants to. Then I'm just like, why do you think we should know you? Like, you just.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even last week we were going to shoot a music video on what is it called? We got to take a road.
Yeah.
We were stopped because apparently now you cannot drive there now. There's another thing going on. So when they we reached, we were like, oh, these small cars have to go back. I was offended. Small cars? Let's start there. What is this? Why are you calling my car small car? Yeah? The guy, no. And then he walked away. So I called him, hey, my brother, can you stop? I need to talk to you. He's like, you follow me. I'm like, to where? It looked like he's going to the bush, bro. So I'm like, then I followed him, he went to an office. He's like, why are you calling me like that? I told you to come to my office. I'm like, okay. I'm like, my guy, we are going to shoot a music video. We have a water guy and all that sort of stuff. He's like, no. The way you talk to me, you're not going again. I'm like, that's it? That's class? Because of that, he's like, yeah, the way you talk, you people think, do you know what? I was put here to do my work and all that sort of stuff. Like, okay, I respect that. But then again, by respecting your work, I had to go and get a legit water guy so that I can do my work freely without being disturbed. He told me to go outside. I'm like, okay. Then some guy called me, good guy. What is the problem?
There's always one guy.
Yeah, he's like, okay. I'm like, listen, what I could have done before. I have all the, the authorities to do whatever I'm going to do in this area because it says I'm supposed to shoot 1, 2, 3 of these places. And that is approved. So this guy does not want to leave the water guy. And he doesn't want me to go. He's like, okay, you go out. I'll talk to him. I went out for a bit for like 5 minutes. Came out. Okay, you guys go. There's another guy that was following us. They're like, no, this guy is going back. I don't care who you're going to call. You go back home. Then that was it. So the authority is like too much, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone feel like I'm the boss of this area. You have to respect me, either you like it or not. If you don't go down.
But it's the thing that people really don't have adherence to the rule of law. People have authority that is not given to them by anyone.
Yeah.
It's not written anywhere. Like I remember, like there's some guy who's. I remember I had an issue with some guy at the airport, the customs guy. I had a printer. The printer arrived from it's actually for the office. The printer was sent from Nairobi, arrived at the airport. And I looked at the printer, like, okay, this printer, you have to pay $50 for I told him like I don't have $50 here, so I need to go to the office and get it. Okay, the printer remained. And I'm like, okay, so can you give me a paper that says like you received my printer here, and then when I come tomorrow or whatever, I can go and like say, hey, I have a printer, it was taken here, here's the printer.
Yeah.
That guy goes, you don't respect me? You don't respect my ranks here? Do you think I'm a thief? I'm like, no, I really don't mean that. I just mean like, it's really not about the two of us. Like I don't even have to trust you. It's not a necessity.
Yeah. I don't know you.
Like I don't know you, and I just need a paper that says my printer is here with you.
So tomorrow you can come and
yes, sir, yeah.
Because
it's not a personal thing. It's not like the two of us know each other and we are no. Don't say this to me. I can even take you inside right now. He's talking to his story. What is this young boy telling me? Look at this young one. Does he thinks I am a thief? He does not respect my rank. Then I realized like, this is really going. Then I told him, okay. Then like I was like, I was not going to leave that printer there. I was not going to leave that printer there.
Just a lot of insecurity.
Yeah. But it's for the office. Like I will have to pay that $700 for the printer. Then I was like, okay. I don't have the money here, but let's have one of your guys go with me to the office. Then I'll pay them the money. Then they come back. Of course, there's no receipt. That one, it's not. You don't even start from that.
That is from Mullah.
I mean, if you want to start the receipt discussion, it says that. Okay, so like one guy gets One guy gets with me into the car. Bro, we reach there. I give him the money. Okay. Then the guy's like, here's my number. I'm this and this and this. Next time you have a problem, don't talk to that guy.
Call me.
Call me. I'll sort you out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but a lot of people really have a sense of authority that you don't know what is anchored on.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think that this airport is a whole joke, bro. It's like a bus station sometimes. It's just a lot of noise. So I think there was a time I was going there with a cow. When we were doing the festival thing.
Yeah.
So I had an issue. The funny story is I was not supposed to be there. That is true.
Yeah.
Even the place that when I reached like to the inside there.
The airside.
Yeah. So when there, then some guys when they're issuing visa, they need your registration, something like that. And you have to pay that one guy $50.
Alien.
Alien something. Yeah. Right? I'm like, okay, why are you guys not telling people when they're coming in so that they know they get to get ready for that?
Yeah.
They're like, no, that is beside the point. But then there were two guys. One is big, and then the other one is like I think the junior officer, right? Then the senior now is saying something, and then the same person is responding it and telling that next guy, and they're in the same space. This guy is saying it, and the other guy takes it and try to tell this guy. I laugh. The guy like, why are you laughing? Go out. They're like, why is this guy laughing at us? I'm like, no, you guys are funny because he's hearing you guys. Why are you guys saying the same thing? Yeah. Then another guy came and said, just try to make the boss feel good. He's like, yo, listen, you're not even supposed to be here. What are you doing here? And he's wearing normal clothing. I'm like, okay, listen, my guy, what are you doing here too? You're in slippers. You're in slippers. He's like, oh, I'm off duty. I'm like, exactly. Both of us should be here, should not be here. So you go outside, come on. What is this? He got mad. He's like, you have never even fly a plane. That's why you're here. You only use this Nimble Road. I'm like, what am I going to do in Nimble? I'm like, okay, so you want, so let me go now. I don't even know how to use that. I've never left South Sudan. That made him feel good. So I think that's the issue with our people here, man. The power and then, the sense of insecurity. Just by the way they hear you talk, they're like, okay, this guy thinks he knows better than us, And then let's try to fuck with them.
No, yeah, and I think it just like dealing. I think someone needs to get a handbook of dealing with things here, because sometimes they like, oh, you're not humble. Even when you're humble, you can still get in trouble.
They'll tell you why you keeping quiet.
Why you keeping quiet? Are you ignoring me?
Yeah. Who do you think you are? You're too loud. Okay, my friend. Do you know who I am?
If you don't go, why are you staying? If you go, like, okay, so you're going, huh?
Okay. So the thing is, you come here, you're so quiet. Turn off the music, too loud. Why you turn on the music while I'm there? You come, okay, why are you not saying something? Oh my God.
No, you can never win with this. Bashir, just like us, just like 5 more minutes. I think we work. Like I saw your work when we did the dynamic Dugulugara video.
Yes.
I'm saying we because I got a credit on that video. I was
coordinator.
I was the coordinator for the shooting, and that's when I realized like, oh, this is like this guy really, because we actually planned for the whole thing like a day before.
Yeah, day before, yeah.
And we had to, it was done at Cine, so we had to do a lot of props.
Yeah, buying the stuff. Yeah.
Buying the lights, setting up the thing, inviting the people, everyone getting there, and then after that we had to put the shoot together, and it was like for me it was just like really interesting to watch the process go through, because until then this is the first time I see people shoot music video.
Yeah. And
I was surprised that all those things, the shots have to be done complete. Okay, one more time. I'm like, what?
What the fuck is this?
For me, I thought like they will go to that bit. Okay, let's just get the dancer. No. Okay, everything has to be redone again and again.
You have to do. I mean, because it's supposed. That's why people build sets, right? So every set you have to do like a whole performance, right? And then you go to a different set, do a whole performance, and then from now that's when you go and edit and put them together. So now you see, this is where I'm telling you, shooting music videos is not cheap, right? It's very expensive. Like for instance, like the first day when we said, okay, we're doing this thing, we had to make sure that we do the lighting, the props, and all that kind of stuff prior to that. Of course, I don't know how much money.
That costs 600 to 700.
So the whole project.
Because we even had to buy food for the people who are coming.
So
for the extras.
Yeah. So the whole project now like worth 2,000 and something because of that. Now if you tell someone, give me $2,000 for a music video, they're like, why? Because that's why some music videos they got up to 10,000. That's why I think allegedly John Fox said his new music video is $11,000, right? Which again, when you look at that and then you see and then you're like, okay, it makes sense because there's a lot. You have to pay props, you have to pay the models, come on.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you pay for the locations and all that sort of stuff. So all these things are part of it to make it something that is really nice. Even the dancers, we have to pay them.
Yeah, we have to pay the dancers.
So it's
we
all
actually
thing,
paid the Congolese dancers and the South Sudanese dancers.
Yeah, and people love that video, man.
Yeah,
when
the video
when
is
they
good.
see that, like, we did not thought it's an event. We thought it's a real event that happened like that. No, like all these things were put together.
And even the reactions, we had to make people.
Yeah. So it's like
at the intro, there is one of the like, turn this shit up.
Like, that was a whole different you now.
Then I was like, hey, my guy, don't cuss. But then the thing that he said that then after the shooting, when he was live chatting, the guy's cussing each and every second. Fuck this, da da da. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, but Dynamic is an amazing artist.
He's an amazing artist.
I mean, like, I'm glad I got an opportunity to work with him too, you know, because I mean, we plan to work for a very long time. We charity is saying the time is over,
yeah.
But let me finish this one. I'm like, so I think like there are a few people that I would really love to work with, right? Because of how good they are and all that sort of stuff. So when you go for those guys, right, it's because for me, it's not about money anymore. It's about, okay, let's do something that we know that when we do it, it's going to go somewhere. It's something that people will be able to appreciate and all that sort of stuff, and putting South Sudan in the map, right? But making sure that if I shoot a good music video in South Sudan, it's going to encourage other directors or whatever to be like, okay, you know what? I don't need to go to Kenya or whatever to go and do something. Let's do it here at home. You see another producer or whatever artist that is in South Sudan does not have to leave the country to go and do something there. So make sure we invest everything and do it right here. That is my goal. I just want to start things, then see some of the nights, and then let the rest of the people believe, okay.
And kind of picks up from there. And I think the project really turns out good because I was seeing the cameras. Charles, he has amazing equipment.
It's amazing.
Charles Lomodo,
Charles came through, man. So this thing is a teamwork.
When
man.
he came with the equipment, and I'm like, For me, first of all, I looked at the car. For me, you know, when I go out, I'm like, okay, where's your car?
Yeah.
Because I saw the car first, I'm like, okay, in my mind, this is not your car, you're a video guy. Okay, where is your car? That is my car. Freaking black Prado, what?
It's like,
Okay. Then the guy went and came with the equipment.
They were like,
there is this one, there is this one, there is this that I've never used, but it is for what?
yo.
And we were like, what?
I need it. I am going to use it today.
Remember, like the screen, for example, that screen has never.
Yeah, it was new. Yeah, we had to use it that day.
And then, like, I saw you guys like monkeying around for like about 3 minutes or 5 minutes. How do you connect this?
Okay, let's put it together for the first time now. It could go left or right. Yes, that's it.
And then when the screen was, people were like, okay. And then, like the camera, he was telling me about the frame rates of the camera and the stuff like that. He had the lights. And I think he told me like he even has extra equipment.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. I mean, I think most of his stuff was 50K, bro. That guy invested in it.
Over 50,000 watts of equipment.
50 watts of equipment, yeah. So that is like next level thing. Charles is making that NGO money, bro.
No, he is. That is why he's not even interested in telling people I'm a video
now
guy.
if someone comes to you for $500, what are you gonna do? Go and use it. The
He-
camera alone is 10K. Like, how are you gonna use that?
He's really into documentary. A refugee child, whatever, food delivery.
Yeah, fun. We're going to read to save the children. All those stuff.
That is how you make money, actually.
I mean, yeah, that's how we make money.
Save
right?
the children, whatever.
But we
WHO.
make that money now, bring that here to be able to fill this.
Yes,
Yeah.
same thing with this. All this podcast equipment, I go there, make money from my boring thing. Nah. This project aims at.
So with the children, I mean, not like we don't
Okay,
like.
hey,
of course,
something
okay. Hey,
feels
let's clear this thing up. All right. We are for the people of South Sudan. We feel like South Sudanese people have gone through so much over the last few years. So we feel like it's about time now we do something for our people too, right? So all this project that we're doing, creative process and all that, making sure that our people are okay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the idea is that we want to make money from those people who have money.
Yes.
So that we're able to do such podcasts
And,
without.
and employ other people too.
Yeah.
Now you have 3 people here, 2 people that you have employed, which is a good thing, right?
Technically one, but. but yeah. But the thing is that it creates a stream. Even this podcast, the idea is that like, I mean, right now might not be like a big thing.
Yes.
But then all of a sudden, if like Google says like we want podcasters from every country to come to represent their content for whatever diversity, inclusion of poor people.
East
from
Africa.
East Africa underdeveloped. Then what?
South Sudan.
They look at South Sudan's map.
Nelson.
Nelson.
Then-
Yeah.
Then people start saying, what does Nelson even say?
The thing is that like because even if it is not big, it could be the only one of its kind or
Yeah.
out of 10 of its kind in this country. So we're doing it for that reason. Also that like if someone comes in 10 years, there are like about 50 podcasts in South Sudan, we can kind of have a genesis of kind of breaking that ceiling and then allowing other people to
Yeah,
do that.
man. I think that's a good way. That's the only way, man. This is an amazing stuff. I mean, this
Yeah,
is-
look at the problem. I mean,
Yeah, okay. I see Queen.
this one, all the way, this was brought all the way from Egypt.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and then like everything here was made to make something.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's a book by some female South Sudanese poet. Very awesome one.
She's really good at.
Very Mina Kano Kape. That's her name. Yeah,
Oh, that's amazing, man.
interesting.
Yeah, it's nice.
You,
man.
you should buy a copy.
Yeah, we should check it out, man. See what DJ is talking about.
Yep. Awesome lady, awesome books. Bashir Jaythankz.
Yeah,
It was a delight having you here. I feel like this conversation has not ended.
Yeah,
We'll
man.
have part 2. Where with these people now? I think we were really good.
yeah. Like this is we need to. Talk
Controversy.
To the
I need a controversy on
Talk
my
to the
podcast.
haters.
One more
I need to
controversy.
come out, Nelson. Okay, all right.